Tractor Power fans, this video comes to you from a Western Kentucky double crop soybean field. This is a second crop of soybeans that was planted directly after the winter wheat harvest in the summer. This field is being harvested by Case IH's largest combine, the 9250 Axle Flow. This Class 9 machine is powered by a Case IH FPT C16 6-cylinder 972 cubic inch diesel engine rated at 550 horsepower. The 9250 threshes grain with a 30-inch diameter AFX rotor and has a grain bin capacity of 410 bushels. In this video, I will take viewers up in the cab of the combine to visit with the operator to talk about all the functions of this machine as it's harvesting the crop. But first, let's head out to the field so you can see and hear all this soybean harvesting action. The combine's on auto guidance here as it's harvesting the crop. So this is your first full season with the 9250?
Yes, yep.
How have you liked it so far?
I've liked it a lot. Pretty good power. I love the automated features it does. It changes the concave around for us. We'll change your cleaning system around. Typically we see that more with corn than anything, but the beans, we can get it set pretty decent and it stays where we want it to. Good things, corn line 3.
It's a dusty crop.
Yep. The 50 series, it stays a heck of a lot cleaner than the 40 series ever did for us. Makes it a lot easier on us daily maintenance wise. Don't have to blow the machine off as often or anything like that. On the 40 series, it'd probably take an hour and a half just for the 9240 to be cleaned off, and probably can blow off both machines within an hour at the most if we need to.
What do you attribute to the faster cleanup time?
They sealed up the rotor very well. Cleaned that up. There's some side shields on there that put some seals on, and really just cleaned up the concave area really, rotor concave area really well. So it made a night and day difference between the machines.
So it looks like a pretty healthy crop out there this year. I know the season's just starting, but we had a lot of rain over the summer and the beans were extra tall.
Yeah.
What kind of moisture are you seeing today? What kind of yield?
Right now, moisture's around about 12%. As you can see, the farm average is about 13.5, 13.6. We started out this morning about 15% moisture, and it's dried down quite a bit throughout the day. Beans are kind of like a sponge. They'll soak up moisture overnight and stop throughout the day. The yields see anywhere from 60 to 70. Right now we're running about 57 is the whole farm average right now.
That's pretty good for double crop beans. It's always a little bit of a risk to be planting beans in the summer, but the season here is usually early enough getting the beans planted in June when a lot of other people are still doing full season beans up north.
Right. Yeah. The farm I work for here, we really don't even do full season beans. Didn't see much of a yield difference between full season and double crop, so that's why we kind of stick with double crop beans. And you get your wheat out of it too, so.
No, it's pretty good. If you put 100 acres of wheat out, you're going to also harvest 100 acres of soybeans in the same year.
Correct.
So it's not too bad getting 200 acres of crops off of 100 acres of ground.
Correct. Yeah, we're using AFS Accu guys. It's called the RTX. Sub-inch accuracy. It works pretty well for these two machines. We were running the WAS, which is the free software, up until for beans, and it works so much better for these two machines. It keeps track. They stay on point all the time and really never have any skips.
Imagine that helps out when you get into a tight corner like this spot to be able to link up with that other combine. So one of the big questions a lot of viewers always ask is about the reel speed in winter wheat and double crop soybeans here. A lot of people think it's too fast. How do you determine how fast you want to set that?
Usually we kind of go by our feel, just how it's feeding the crop in, how it gets it onto the draper itself. If you go too slow, it starts to not push it on as easy as you can see. Generally, the faster you run, the faster you want to run it. It does have an auto reel speed, but I'm not a big fan of it. But the best way to know if you're going too fast is the beans will just pop open and you'll get beans hitting the windshield all the time. So that's how you know if you're going too fast. But I mean, generally right here, it might be a little fast, but I can slow down a little bit. But I wouldn't want to go too slower than this.
So is it a little more difficult with the winter wheat straw down there as far as running that reel? You're trying to push it all in versus if this was just a straight bean crop?
Yeah, I mean it's even the hardest part of the wheat straw is on the cutter bar itself. I mean there's so much more for it to cut through. So keeping blades intact, or we call them sections, keeping them intact is one big issue.
When the grain tank is full, we can see this amber light. It signals the grain cart operator that it's time to unload, and they pull in.
The 9250 AxoFlow is equipped with a 28-foot 9-inch unloading auger that pours grain out from the 410 bushel grain bin at 4.5 bushels per second.
one of the issues in harvesting these double crop beans, they have to get low to get all the pods off, and you've got this wheat straw down here. So occasionally you find a stone that's out in the field. We'll get that off the header. And there's another one right here.
Another thing that keeps rocks from going through the whole machine, it's called a rock trap. Saves these from going through the whole machine.
Yeah, that would put a few dents in the rotor.
Yes.
I hope you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field and up in the cab with the Case IH 9250 AxleFlow Combine. Does your farming operation use an AxleFlow Combine? I'd like to hear about the model you're running and the crops that you harvest with it in the comment section below this video. If you've enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there's over 1,000 videos of farm machines in action. As always, thank you for watching.